Today I will discuss about principles of agriculture economics. Course code is the subject code is the 141. Subject title is the principles of agricultural economics. This is 141. In BSc agriculture, in first year it will come. Now we will see. We will see what is the subject matter of economics. What is the subject matter of economics? That we will see subject matter of economics. Economics has subject matter of its own. It has own its subject matter. It tells that man or he uses the limited resources for satisfaction of unlimited wants. Whereas man has limited resources and he has unlimited wants. Man has limited amount of time and money, whereas he has limited amount of time and money. Man has to spend this time and money to derive maximum satisfaction. He has to spend time and money to derive maximum satisfaction. A man has food, clothing, and shelter. A man has food, clothing, and shelter. To get these things, to get food, clothing, or shelter, he must have money. For getting food, clothing, shelter, he must have money. For getting money, he must make an effort. For getting money, he must make an effort. Effort leads to satisfaction. Effort leads to satisfaction. So, wants, effort, satisfaction comes under subject matter of economics. Wants, effort, satisfaction comes under subject matter of economics. These three are interlinked. Wants, efforts, and satisfaction are interlinked. Divisions of economics. Whereas subject matter of economics explained under two approaches. Subject matter of economics explained under two approaches. Those are nothing but the traditional approach and modern approach. What are they? We will see. We will see what are the approaches. Traditional approach. Under traditional approach, subject matter of economics is divided into four divisions. Under traditional approach, subject matter of economics is divided into four divisions. Those are nothing but the consumption, production, exchange, and distribution. Consumption. What is the consumption? That is use of wealth to satisfy human wants. Use of wealth to satisfy human wants. That is destruction of the utility. It is also called as destruction of the utility. Production. It is the creation of the utility. Production means creation of utility. Consumption means destruction of the utility. Production involves the processes of tangible inputs and intangible inputs into goods and services. Production process it is nothing but the creation of the utility. It involves the process of tangible inputs, transformation of the tangible inputs and intangible inputs into goods or services. Tangible input means quantitative inputs such as raw materials, semi-finished goods, sub-assembles. Intangible inputs, those are qualitative inputs, ideas, information, know-how, etc. Next, third one is the exchange. First one is the consumption, second one is the production, third one is the exchange. It is nothing but the transfer of goods from one person to other person. who are living in the country, among the individuals or countries. Transfer of the goods from one person to other. It may occur who are living in the country, that is among the individuals or countries. Exchange leads to increase in the welfare. It leads to increase in the welfare through the creation of higher utilities. Through the creation of higher utilities for goods and services. For goods and services. Fourth one is the distribution. It is nothing but the sharing of the wealth. It is nothing but the sharing of the wealth produced among the different factors of the production. Among the different factors of the production. Four factors of the production are there in economics. Four factors of the production are there. Those are nothing but the land, labor, capital, and organization. What are the factors of the production? Land, labor, capital, organization. Whereas two types of the distributions are there. Personal distribution, functional distribution of income. Personal distribution of income, functional distribution of income. Personal distribution. We will see what is the personal distribution. It relates to sharing of the wealth among the various individuals of the country. Sharing of the wealth who are living in the country among the persons or individuals who are living in the country. Functional distribution. Functional distribution is also called as factor share distribution. Functional distribution is also called as factor share distribution. This is the share of the total wealth or income received by factors of the production. Received by factors of the production. Functional distribution means share of the total income received by the factors of the production. Factors of the production are land, labor, capital, and organization. Next slide. Modern approach. Under modern approach, subject matter of the economics is divided into two divisions: microeconomics, macroeconomics. Under modern approach, subject matter of the economics is divided into two, that is microeconomics, macroeconomics. Micro and macro terms are coined by Ragnar Frisch in 1933. Ragnar Frisch in 1933. We will see what is microeconomics. Microeconomics is also called as price theory. Microeconomics is also called as price theory. The term microeconomics is derived from Greek word. Microeconomics is derived from Greek word, that is micros. Micro means small or millionth part. Small or millionth part. It is also known as price theory. Microeconomics is derived from Greek word micro, which means small or millionth part. Microeconomics is also known as price theory. It is the analysis of the behavior of such as firm, industry, a consumer. Analysis of the behavior of small decision making units, that is firm, industry, or a consumer. A creditworthy or networthy feature of the microeconomics approach is that it is done on the analysis done on micro basis. Analysis done on micro basis. And it applies the assumption, that is full employment, existence of the full employment. On that assumption, economic problem or subject matter of the economics is that of resource allocation or theory of the price. Economic problem is that of resource allocation or theory of price. Before we discussed that, microeconomics is also known as price theory or theory of the price. Next slide. Importance of the microeconomics. Functioning of free enterprise economy, distribution of the goods and services among the persons or people who are lived in the country, determination of the prices of different goods and services, efficiency of efficiency in consumption and production. Consumption means destruction of the utility. Production means construction of the or creation of the utility. Limitations. What are the limitations of microeconomics? Whereas microeconomics does not give an idea of economy as a whole. It does not give an idea of the economy as a whole. So it fails to analyze what is the aggregate employment, aggregate demand, aggregate supply, inflation, gross domestic product, national income, etc. Microeconomics assumes that existence of the full employment, but practically it is impossible. It is not possible, but it is practically not possible. Next slide. Macroeconomics. Whereas microeconomics is called price theory, theory of price. Macroeconomics is called theory of the income, theory of the employment, theory of the income and employment. Macroeconomics is also derived from Greek word, that is macro. Macro means large. It analyzes the aggregates. This is the analysis of the aggregates such as national income, gross domestic product, total employment, total consumption, total output, aggregate demand, aggregate supply, etc. Next slide. What is the importance of macroeconomics? It is useful to understand in the functioning of complicated economic system. Useful to understand the functioning of complicated economic system. It also studies the functioning of global economy. Useful to study the functioning of complicated economic system and also to study the functioning of global economy. Globalization and WTO, World Trade Organization, are studied with the help of this macroeconomics. Globalization, WTO, is studied with the help of this macroeconomics approach. Macroeconomics is very useful for formulation of the economic policies. Useful for formulation of the economic policies. These economic policies are useful to remove the economic problems. These policies are useful to remove the economic problems. Economic problems means unemployment, rising of prices, inflation, poverty, etc. What are the problems, economic problems of country? Unemployment, inflation, rising prices, and poverty. Macroeconomics. This macroeconomics is also useful for calculate or to estimate the national income. National income can be calculated and regulated with the help of macroeconomics. The per capita income, the per capita income and living standard of the people is also estimated with the help of this macroeconomics approach. Limitations of macroeconomics. What are the limitations? Let we will see limitations of macroeconomics. Individuals are ignored. Individuals are ignored. That is, macroeconomics is in macroeconomics, national saving is increased through the increase in tax and consumption. Macroeconomics, national saving is increased with the help of increase in the tax and consumption, which directly affects the consumer's welfare. Macroeconomics overlooks the individual differences. It overlooks the individual differences. whereas general price index level may be stable. General price level index may be stable, but prices of the food grains may have gone up. In steep rise in the steep rise in the prices of food grain may leads to ruin the poor, which leads to ruin the poor. Similar way, a steep rise in the manufactured articles, a steep rise in the manufactured also ruins the agriculturists, whereas average prices are steady. Whereas average prices are steady. A steep rise in the manufactured article leads to ruins the agriculturist. Whereas average prices are and general price index level stable. Definitions of economics. What the word economics is derived from Greek word. Economics also derived from Greek word oikos nomikos. Oikonomikos. Oikos means household. Nomos means management. Oikonomikos. Economics is derived from Greek word oikonomikos. Oikos means household. Nomos means management. Let we will see definitions of economics. Wealth, welfare, scarcity, and growth. Wealth definition of economics. It is given by Adam Smith. He is known as he is regarded as father of economics. He in his book he defined the economics. In his book, that is Wealth of Nations. Whereas Adam Smith written a book, that is Wealth of Nations. In his book, economics is defined as an inquiry into the nature and causes of wealth of nation. An inquiry into the nature and causes of wealth of nations. That we will see what is welfare of economics. Welfare of economics. Alfred Marshall. Welfare of the economics is definition is given by Alfred Marshall. In his book Principles of Economics. In his book Principles of Economics, he defined that political economy or economics as a study of mankind in ordinary business of life. It examines the part of individual and social action which is most closely connected with the attainment and with the use of material requirements of well-being. This is the definition. Well, Alfred Marshall said that, explained that study of the wealth in one side and study of the man in another side. He explained two sides. One side is study of the wealth, another side is study of the man. Study of the man, another side is very important part. Scarcity definition of economics. Scarcity definition given by Lionel Robbins. Lionel Robbins in his publication. In his publication, that is Nature and Significance of Economic Science. Publication name is Nature and Significance of Economic Science. In his publication, he is defined as economics is the science which studies human behavior as a relationship between ends and scarce means which have alternative uses. Ends, scarce means, that is inputs are means are scarce and unlimited wants. Resources are limited, wants are unlimited. Growth of definition. Growth definition of economics. That is given by J.M. Keynes. He is known as father of modern economics. whereas Adam Smith is known as father of economics. J.M. Keynes is known as father of modern economics. He defined that the study of administration of scarce resources and of the determinants of employment and income. Growth definition is also given by Nobel Prize winner Nobel Professor Samuelson. Growth definition is given by James Keynes, who is regarded as father of modern economics, and Nobel Prize winner Professor Samuelson is also defined a growth definition. Is also given growth definition. It is like this. Importance of the economics. What is the importance of economics? Economics analyzes the economic problems of the society. What are the economic problems? It analyzes the economic problems. That is unemployment, underemployment, overemployment, poverty, whereas inflation, rising of prices, to know the standard of living, like that. It is useful to study the economic development of the country. Economic development of the country by proposing optimum allocation of resources. By proposing optimum allocation of different. Economic development is done by different schemes and different policies. Economic development is done through different economic policies and economic schemes. This economics knowledge is also useful to understand the national and international events or trends. National, international events and trends. National events means calculation of the gross national product, net national product, gross domestic product, personal income, etc. will comes under national events. International events means trade competitiveness, export competitiveness or import competitiveness, World Trade Organization, General GATT, General Agreement on Tariff and Trade. All these are comes under international events. That means economics is also useful to understand the national and international events and trends. Amartya Sen is the recipient of Bharat Ratna. Amartya Sen is the recipient of Bharat Ratna. He is awarded a Nobel Prize for Economics also. He got Nobel Prize for Economics. In this lecture, first we have discussed what is economics, what is the subject matter of economics, what are the approaches, those are traditional approach and modern approach. Under the traditional approach, we have discussed that consumption, production, exchange and distribution. Under modern approach, we have discussed microeconomics and macroeconomics. What is the importance of macroeconomics? What are the limitations of the microeconomics is studied. After that, we have studied importance and limitations of the macroeconomics. After that, we have studied about different definitions of economics, that is wealth, welfare, scarcity and growth definition. Finally, we have studied the importance of economics. Thank you. If you like this video, please share, subscribe also. Don't forget to comment also. Thank you.